What can possibly go wrong? Hey Scott, what can possibly go wrong doing this?
What could possibly go wrong? Well, you know, what I've learned is the things that you don't think are going wrong are the ones that do. The assumptions you don't know you've made until too late are the ones that kill you.
Okay, so for those catching up, this is what we did last time. We took out the track that was here, we took out the scenery that was right here, and me and Richard came along and installed these two pieces of Homoso, which are going to act as the base for a track switch. So now today, me and Scott and potentially Richard are going to work on sanding all this down to make the transition smooth, hopefully installing the track switch and maybe redoing some of the scenery in the area. Main point is we want to get the track switch in so that way we can test everything and go from there. So let's get all set up and let's get to work.
Try and make this smooth, and we might actually succeed at it if we work hard enough.
So you can see us trying to get that ugly transition a little better so things won't derail.
A bubble is fine there. Over here, not so much.
So the plan is we're going to take and trim this track here so it's level with this, because right now there'd be a huge climb and we're trying to make things a little more smooth. So that's the plan for right here. Obviously when this was installed we knew it wasn't going to be perfect, but we can always go back and adjust it. So we're just going to cut underneath and hopefully pry it up a little bit and then it should work fine. Are you enjoying surf humming, Scott?
I'm enjoying my candy bar. How's it feel to you?
Feels good to me. Nice work.
I don't mean to pry, but this is what I'm going to use. Well, it's coming up pretty easily.
Cool.
I'm trying to pry the track apart. I'm trying to lift this up so that from here to here we can smooth out and take the little hump that's out of it, that's in there, take it out so that when the trains come up here, they won't go, ooh, whoa, like that. And so that when they come this way, we won't have a situation where the point rails are sticking up proud of the rails that the train's running on.
Bad things.
We specialize in no surprises track work, meaning no surprises to the trains.
Yeah.
Anytime they're not introduced to something gradually, they tend to express their displeasure by jumping off the track. Somewhere here.
Make it clean, make it clean. Okay, so update on this. Scott is now going to cut the track because trying to go underneath the track is not working.
I'm going to take a small cut with the idea that maybe that'll be enough of it, and if it's not, we'll cut some more.
You know, the problem with this layout is there's a huge dip in it. The thing goes up again on the other end. It's like a roller coaster, so we're trying to smooth that out without hacking it all out, in theory. Okay.
And here's the part. I think that may do it. But we'll find out.
See, this is how
Oh, there we go. Good.
bad it was underneath there. Literally, we had one piece of track coming in, we had another coming in. It's like an earthquake fault right there.
Yep. Yep.
Are we trying to model fault lines or something?
Yeah.
Here, let's lay the switch in there really fast. Here's the switch, so we can check.
Yeah. Now we have this gap between the two, which I'm trying to smooth out. I'm trying to figure out whether we fill this in with something.
I think we're better off.
I think we have to.
Yeah, I think we need to clean it out really good, fill it in with some spackle, and like Richard said, just feather it in there.
Yeah, yeah. Time for feathering. Because we have here, if the turnout's going to be about here, is that right?
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay. So
Kind of cut the scenery to fit the turnout.
we still have this.
Right.
So I want to work the surf form tool more here and we'll fill this in afterwards.
Sounds good to me.
Okay?
This is the reason why Scott is doing the work and not me. He has a lot more experience than I do. I just do work off camera, that's all.
When I need something printed in 3D, I don't go to my computer for it. I go to Calvin.
He goes to his computer to message me.
Doing a layout here to see what a nice smooth transition might look like. I think I may get some pins and actually pin that down.
Sounds like a plan.
What I do is align this switch so that the track follows the natural flow rather than to have to force it into something that it doesn't want to do.
So, do you want to explain really fast, Richard, why we're installing a re-railer right there actually?
So this actually becomes both a re-railer, which keeps trains on the track, but it also becomes our bridge section between the main module and the shelf on the back where we've got our passing track. So we use that to fill in when we attach the passing track to the main module when we set up the sections. So this becomes both the bridge and the assurance that cars are going to stay on the track through that section. We need a small piece right here to bridge the gap, and then we'll be
happy and well in the world.
Happy and well. Here is Calvin about to solder in the switch where we're taking the passing track and branching off to the new siding that you can see down the shelf there behind Calvin. And we've mounted the switch in place. We've put metal rail joiners between the existing section of track and the new one. And he is now soldering that so that we have absolute electrical connectivity hardwired between those two sections.
All right, so here's where we're calling it for the day. We spackled this. Spackle's still damp, so we decided that we were just going to leave it all in place, and then next time, either on or off camera, depending upon scheduling, either me or Richard or Scott or somebody's going to come along and sand this. They're going to add the approach track into the switch, add the switch, which whoops, live somewhere like there. Then they're going to add the track that connects to the main, the passing in the main, doesn't really matter. And then get all that done, and then we can come along and redo the scenery. I've decided just to hold off on doing anything on this for now, so that's why we jumped on over to there to work on the approach track for the yard. So that's what we're going to call it today. We're calling it an early day because everybody wants to run off to an event, and I got stuff to do at home for my upcoming trip to Hostech. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry if it's still a little bit choppy with what's going on. It's pretty much, oh, something cool, we'll bust out the camera, film it really quick, and call it done. So see you guys here next time.